All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Glasshouse podcast with AY, where the walls are transparent and the stories are real. Today, we're privileged to have a woman of substance, a woman of integrity, in our capacity as an actor, creative director, and a trailblazing movie producer. She's right here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, one more time, show some love for the ever gorgeous Omoni Oboli, aka Grandma of the 21st century. Oshe? How are you today?
I will hear the last of this grandma. Oh my God, everywhere I go. In short, from airports, now they call me grandma, they call
You started it. Every day that you go, they push Peking wheelbarrow.
wheelbarrow.
One day I was looking at it, I said, wait, is this baby in here? This Peking not the tire. Oh, money. Now, see, let the owner of Peking put Peking. Grandma, let Peking rest.
Me get Peking. They don't know, so they born give me.
As a matter of fact, that's the pride of a mother.
Thank you.
Yeah, pride of a mother. And come to really think of it, I know your boys, though. I know that they do one kind of adverts that
year. You know,
you're
supposed to be grandma by now.
Hey, off your mic. Off your mic. My name is AY. You know me. I just clocked 26 the other day.
Hello.
Yes.
You forget yourself for house.
Forget myself how?
You forget yourself
when you were coming to Abracadabra, I was a junior student to you now.
Oh my goodness.
I was a junior student now.
Why? When they come Abraca?
Yes.
Me be toddler. I be small picking.
No.
I was.
Did you know me then?
Excuse me. Wait, my fair talk. I was a fresh teenager. I just entered my teenage years. You don't establish. Would they look on at that time like big bros them? Because they can't talk. Say
well, this is my podcast. You cannot cast me on my podcast.
I will castigate you. But for real. Then you guys were the happening guys, big boys in town. Big boys in school. With a look now with up eye.
All those clothes then that I used to wear most fashionable student, if I wear them now, your globe-trotting ability is on another level. Today you're in the US, tomorrow you're in Canada. Before we know, you don't join us for Nigeria, and with everything good, how do you do it?
So I'm a firm believer that what needs to be done needs to be done. Right? If I need to be in Nigeria, I have to be in Nigeria. If I need to be in Canada, I have to be in Canada. Wherever I need to be, I have to make it happen. Whatever I need to do to move the ministry forward.
Oh, the ministry has to move.
You understand?
It has to move.
I got to do it.
Yeah, that brings us to the topic for discussion, the rise of women in the film industry, the Nigeria film industry.
I love it.
You are a powerhouse when it comes to, talking about women who are there doing what they do know how to do best.
Thank you.
And good enough, you're here again. I know something's around the corner coming this October.
Yes.
Now, before we get there, tell us what gave birth to the concept of Wives on Strike to the point of having a third installment.
Whew. So if we want to go back to how Wives on Strike started, I was having a conversation with my husband about a shoot, right? Let's say my next film. And I wanted to do something about child brides. And then he talked about women's riots, right? And we're like, you know what? It's actually a concept that we can merge. That was how the conversation started.
Yeah, I remember that very
yes.
trendy riot back in the day.
Exactly. So we can merge that concept, both concepts, and come out with something fresh and different, right? But we're like, instead of the women to just go on strike, why not go on a sex strike?
Oh my goodness.
Right? Because what we're talking about
you people decided to deny men or blah blah.
Wait first, you took the hash.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I say okay. So we thought, why not merge both concepts, right? So instead of them just going on a strike and going out on the street and, protesting or whatever, why not go on a sex strike? Because the topic of discussion is the marrying off of an underage girl. And when a man marries an underage girl, it's his wife, right? So he's probably going to have sex with her. So why not deny the men of sex if they now want to be having sex with little girls? Right? So that was how the whole concept of Wives on Strike, a group of local market women coming together to fight the marrying off of an underage girl. So they took the whole nation on a sex strike. When we did it, we just wanted to tell a story that passes on a strong message, but we thought about it. Most times when you tell those stories, they're like preaching. People don't want to watch those type of things. It's too serious. It's too heavy.
So
why not use humor as a vehicle to tell such an important story? So that's what we did. It's a very thin line that you have to walk because it can go south.
No, I know.
It can go south, So we weren't sure, but we were like, okay, let's do it this way. Let's make it real, So now the casting was so important because we needed a group of women who have a bond already that can translate on screen.
Wow.
Right? Which is why my sisters came into the
you
project.
and that your familiar spirits. See, I've worked with you guys before, so I know how the team works. Together we've been to Dubai.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yes,
Yes,
I know, familiar spirit, all of them. That combination. I mean, guys, you need to see these people offset when there's nothing like packaging.
Sometimes we always say, if camera,
if I put a camera around this girl,
I know go good.
Yeah. That was the reason why Dubai tourism will never forget you girls, because I remember they had the highest record in terms of influencing and what have you, courtesy of these principalities. My goodness.
Yeah.
And then we were incorporated into the mix, and I can't find myself. I say, how do I cope with this trauma? How do I cope? The voice self, only when you hear the voice self, you go behave yourself and all that.
And then Ufoma with no.
Nah, Ufoma. Apiaka pussy.
Anyway, so that's how my sisters came into it. Choma, Ufoma, Uche, and at the time I think we had Kende as well, and it just turned out so beautiful. It turned out really beautiful because everyone was real. It was so the realness of the movie is what really sold it. You felt like you were just watching people's lives, but it was on screen.
Yeah,
it didn't look like it was a movie or anybody was acting, So it was a huge success. It just took on a life of its own, And that's why I think it was 2 years later we decided to do another one, right? But this time we took another topic. It was about women in governance and also the role of women and youth in governance.
I saw that one too.
Yes, and domestic abuse, right? So this time, though, this is completely different. With the uprising, which is the third Wives on Strike, it's the best of all of them so far, and it's a standalone. So even if you haven't seen Wives on Strike 1 or 2, you can totally watch the uprising and enjoy it on its own merit. It's not connected. It's just we have the usual characters, right? But we do have some new characters who are not part of 1 and 2, right? So chief of all is Hilda Dokubo. You have
uprising.
You have never seen Hilda Dokubo the way you would experience her in the uprising. It is wild. Like, it is wild. You're going to come out and you'll be like, no, that was not Hilda Dokubo.
I just can't wait.
It's incredible. And then, of course, we have Kiki. Kiki's Kiki.
The
right?
comical Kiki.
But Kiki will take you on a roller coaster in the uprising. It's so beautiful to see. And we have Oke Bakassi, who replaced her character. And you're going to love this.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you're going to be at the edge of your seat throughout.
Come on. I just can't wait for October 18th to come.
Yes.
It's going to be in cinemas nationwide. Of course, Omoni Oboli is not her first time. She's been in the game. She knows how to do it. That brings another question. I mean, you've been in the industry, your journey in Nollywood. You're not a new cat.
Old pussy.
It's different from Apiaka Pussy, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Point of correction.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, your journey in Nollywood, and tell us about your journey in Nollywood and how you've been able to navigate the changes of the film industry presently. How have you been able to do that?
So for me, I don't know if you read a book called Who Moved My Cheese?
No, I haven't read that one.
Okay, so when the times are changing, you have to realize quickly that the times are changing and change with the times. If not, you're going to wake up one day and realize everyone's gone to this direction and you're still stuck in your old ways, right? So, I mean, coming into Nollywood has been a long journey. A lot of people do not know that I actually came into Nollywood as a teenager. right? All that Abraka time, I was already in Nollywood, right?
Oh, really?
I came into Nollywood in my first or second year in
Uniben?
uni. Yes, I was 18 or so.
Really?
When I first came into Nollywood,
So you
right?
share them age that year. Thank God say I'm not looking.
I was young. You
Oh,
guys
sorry.
didn't know.
I said thank God say I'm not looking. What am I saying? As your younger brother.
God don't cast himself.
No.
Fast.
Thank God say-
Anyway, we're not mates.
No, we can't be mates.
We can't be mates because you're like
grandma,
way older.
See, I don't have a grandchild.
It doesn't matter though.
No, I
You're
don't.
way older than me.
How?
I don't understand. Are you looking at yourself?
Jesus Christ. Other things might be affecting me.
Like what?
I don't know.
That country is worrying you.
see the person that
as
see the person where he say me with the package.
Okay, let's go back.
All right.
Let's go back. Let's take it back.
Let's leave conjure and be in conjunction.
Exactly. So so a lot of people don't know. I was a young teen at the time, or I was a teenager. So my first year in university, my friends came to Lagos. I went to Uniben. Even I used to come see my cousin in Abraka, right? So I went to Uniben and they came to Lagos. So when they came to Lagos, they met people in the film industry. They went on a couple of sets. They came back to school and that was all they were talking about. I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to act, right? I've always acted. I was in every school play. I was in every church play. In secondary school,
Dramatic Society and the
exactly.
rest.
I was head of Literary and Debate Society. I was head of.
Why are you
press
copying
club.
me? That was me.
Yeah, I was head of press club. I was head of French club. So I used to
No French,
actually.
not German.
I used to actually write, produce, and direct plays for my school, right? For Parents Teachers Days and all those things. So I was already in that world. So when they said they had been on set and they had met all these people, it wasn't called Nollywood that time, it was just home video. You know, when the industry don't get named, just they call it home video, you know? So I was like, oh, next holiday, I'm gonna go with you guys. So that's what happened. I came to Lagos and, you know, we started going on movies, started doing auditions and all that. Then no phone, no Uber. You forget now, boss.
No,
everybody they jump that
you just
year.
have to also.
You go first go jump boss, go the audition. Hey, where is a bit raw office day that time? Now
The Real office.
Now for Surulere.
Yes, Surulere.
Hey, Lawansin.
Chico's office is
Chico
just around the corner.
Yes,
all of them, they just
so
did that year.
Go audition. Where you go come go audition finish. Then you now have to go back another day. Go check whether your name come out for a wall. They go paste them for wall. Then you check. So if your name comes out, you will go. It's like a callback, right? You go back. They will not shortlist. Then you will not come back again to not check if you made the final cut. It was a lot of hustle at the time. So, anyways, I got my first role. It wasn't a waka pass, but I was a maid with Liz Benson and RMD. Me. RMD. Liz Benson, house girl. Oh my gosh, you couldn't tell me anything. It was a wrap. I even opened door for the film. RMD called me inside house. I said, that's it. I've arrived. I've arrived, you know.
Well, now we see the uprising of your arrival.
Exactly.
Right now, you're doing pretty well in the industry.
Thank you.
And what really inspired you to pursue acting as a career?
So it was something that never left me. So after that period of my life, I did a couple of, small roles. I got a couple of lead roles, but then it was clashing with school. So school would resume, and I can't go back because I'm in the middle of the shoot. So, and I was a straight A student. So my grades started to drop.
Let's get no buko. Straight A student.
I was head girl. Excuse me.
Head girl.
Yes, I was. Anyway, so my grades started to drop, and my lecturer started complaining. So I thought to myself, you know what, this film industry is still going to be around when I'm done with school. Let me focus. And then because I studied foreign language, I majored in French. Your year 3 is outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
I was in Togo for a year. Exactly. So obviously I couldn't even do anything in the film industry. I left. And then I got married right after school. So I couldn't even come back right after.
just couldn't wait.
Exactly.
Just rush the girl.
So,
you go pills.
You join who they beef Namdi. I know.
He knows himself. Namdi know now. See, that was the other day we were doing this push-up stuff and all that. He did this shaky, be like Anthony Joshua, whatever. I beat him silly.
You did not.
He
Ava,
came, he was
stop
doing
lying.
check. I'll put the video out.
Put it, put
I'll
it.
put the video
Put
out.
it out.
He was
If you
wobbling
get
like Anthony Joshua. Wait, let me not go there.
You're not a good person. I got married.
He's my senior brother, by the way.
no.
I'm sorry. He's my senior brother.
So I got married right after university, and we left the country. So I wasn't able to come back to the industry for over a decade, because
Whoa.
yeah. But when we came back to Nigeria, it was still inside of me. I tried to do other things. I actually got a job in an oil company, but I couldn't shake what was inside of me. So I turned down the job. My whole family, everybody, who turns down an oil company job?
Maybe today you don't go on strike.
Are you normal? My in-laws almost come on me for marriage. Like, are you okay? But I just couldn't. I expressed my fears to Nnamdi. I felt like I was losing myself, And he was like, "Well, I'd rather have a happy wife than a rich wife. So if this is not going to make you happy, then don't do it." So, even the people were upset with me. Like, why did you come for the exam? I did the exam. I came first. I did interview everything. I passed. Like,
Wow.
Why would you do all that if you knew you were going to turn down the job at the end of the day? They increased the money. They thought it was about the money. But for me, I went for the interview, and the whole time I was shaking.
Yet there are a lot of people who believe that entertainers are some bunch of recalcitrant elements.
No,
Look
we're
at
not.
you now. Just imagine what you're saying now, and the world is getting to find out about this.
Yeah, a lot of entertainers are very educated people. There are a lot of doctors, medical doctors.
I know.
There are a lot of lawyers. There are a lot of people who have various master's degrees. It's a passion. It's something that I almost want to say you're born with. And you can't shake it. You try to do other things. It's still in there. That was what happened to me. So at a point, I was like, I want to go back to the film industry. And of course, trying to go back, I was the new girl, because nobody will remember you from over 10 years ago. And you were even a teenager at that time. So nobody remembered me, except, one or two people. I want, Chico and Zeb and, Lancelot remembered me. But then the times had changed, and there were new people doing new things. So Lancelot introduced me to MME Song. And then somehow the other, I met her, and she was like, "Oh, she was like, can you audition?" I auditioned. She was like, "You're really good. I have a role, but it's too small for you." I'm like, "I don't understand. Give me anything right now. I just want to come back. I don't care if it's small." She was like, "No, just wait," which I did. And then eventually I started to work with her, and then I started writing scripts and just exchanging the scripts for roles. Like, don't pay me for the script.
Goodness.
Yeah. Don't pay me for the script. Take it. But give me a role in the.
You will
in
now
the film.
write the part that you want.
They don't give you that part though.
I know.
Because you're not a star.
They will keep it to Lisbeth.
They will give you
Regina Askia.
They will give you no, they weren't even there then anymore, right? There were new kids on the block. There were new girls, and the new girls were established, and nobody was interested in a new girl. So it was a struggle for me to come back, So, but I stayed through it, through hard work, tears, everything. I stayed the course. And then somehow or the other, I did the figurine with Kunle.
Figurine.
Yes, I did Anchor Baby with Lonzo. And somehow it was just like, "Oh, who's this new girl? Who's this new girl?" I'm like, "Hello, I don't know yet since, so they fight. And I don't know me, anyways. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, figurine, I would say, actually got you figured out. And then you became the anchor.
Oh, and on Anchor Baby.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. See, right now you've moved beyond acting. You've gone beyond acting, and there's this directing part of you, which is not very common amongst women in our industry. So tell me, what would you say is your most valuable skills as a director?
So the whole directing thing started with script writing. So remember I said I used to write scripts, right? I would write the scripts and give them to producers. When I eventually watched the film, I'm thinking in my head, that's not actually what I was thinking when I was writing. Because I write in pictures.
Yes.
I'm seeing what I write. As I'm writing, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the whole thing play out as I'm writing. So when I watch the film, it's not what I saw when I was writing. Not to say that the director didn't do a good job, because no two directors will direct one story the same way.
True.
That's why the movie is the director's film. Even if the director didn't put a dime in the film, it's the director's film.
But that thing used to pain me, Sha.
I know, because it's hurtful for producers, especially when
a Toka McBarrow film.
Meanwhile, now you bring all the money.
A Moses Inwan film.
Meanwhile, now
with all that money when I bring up.
Yeah.
One day, I think Mo 40 said no. Change it. Change it. Let me just say this. This is what I used to do, because you see, we are very, I don't know, egocentric in nature. So I'll be like a corporate world entertainment production presents
a Moses in one
a
film.
Moses. And I'm going to present you. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so well, that's how it is, because it's the director's point of view, right? So I thought to myself, if these stories are going to have my DNA, then I have to direct them myself.
Wow.
And it was a scary thought. I'm not even going to lie. When I first thought about it, I said, hey, there are no female directors. There was literally maybe just... There was Amaka Igwe.
Yeah, I remember.
At the time. There were really no
Amaka
female
Igwe.
directors. There were a lot of female producers who were doing amazing. You know, MME Song and the rest were doing amazing. But no one was directing. So I looked at Amaka Igwe and I was like, Amaka Igwe, Omoni, Oboli. Are you okay? Are you thinking straight? Why would you want to direct a film?
That was a tough decision.
It was scary. So I would shadow directors when I'm on set working as an actor. I would always be behind the monitors and then I said, let me get some formal education on this thing. Maybe it will help to calm my nerves when I think about it. So I went to New York Film Academy in New York, and I did a short course in digital filmmaking. And I just felt like, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready for this.
This is it.
I'm ready for this.
This is it.
Okay, now I'll come back to Nigeria. My brother, where are you going to see money to shoot the film? Where are you going to see money to shoot the film? Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to give a rookie director their money to shoot a film.
So you have to
do your thing yourself. Where was I going to get that money? So I had the stories and I would be talking about it and all of that. I realized that I was talking for 4 years. When I was speaking to someone and he said, oh, is that not the same story you told me 4 years ago? I said, Jesus, it's been 4 years.
Oh my goodness.
It's been 4 years and I've been talking. I said, you know what, I'm going to shoot this movie by hook or crook. Anyhow, we're going to do it. So I started gathering all the money in the house, children's money, everything. Let's just go and shoot this thing. But there's something that God does when you're really ready. When he knows that you are ready to do this. So I started the film with not enough money to finish it. Because I just said, I want to do this. Let's just start. So we started doing pre-production and everything like we were ready to shoot. And as God will have it, some of the brands that I've been speaking to for 4 years
Came through. Wow.
And that was, by the time we finished, we had money for post-production.
At the appointed time.
And that was how it started.
All right. So now you're going to tell us about the current state of women in the film industry presently. I mean, how it has evolved over the years. What's the current state of women?
To be honest, I would like to say, who runs the world? Girls.
Okay,
Who
now.
run the world?
Girls.
Hey, who run the world?
After men.
Go sit down.
After men.
So the truth is, I'm so proud. I am so proud to be a woman today in the Nigerian film industry. So many women have come, after the time that I was scared to become a director, there's so many women who've come after that and are doing amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. So many female directors now, producers, and they I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I can honestly say that.
No, say it. Rub it. Women
are on top of the industry.
Oh,
now.
Women are on top.
We're just saying it as it is. You know what I mean? But it's a thing of pride.
Like you said, it's a thing of pride. I should be very proud to sit back and say that some of these top women probably still came to somebody like AY to say, how exactly do you do it?
Which is good.
So it's a win-win situation. So everybody,
absolutely.
we're all doing well.
Absolutely.
But me, I'm not going to go out of the business because women are taking over.
Why should you?
I'm not going to go out of the business.
Why should you?
We're going to do this business together.
Of course.
With idea. Are you worried?
Nah, collabo.
Yeah, it's that collabo part that is going to move this industry forward.
Absolutely.
The earlier we realize it, the better for us.
I always say that collaboration is the new competition.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, if every single one of us can understand that you really are on your own lane. You're the only, I say to people all the time, I'm the only one on my lane. You see this race? It's just me. There's nobody running beside me. It's my race. So I am running on that lane and there's nobody beside me. So you cannot win or I cannot win because we're not running the same race. So you can't say, oh, I won AY or AY won me. We're not running the same race, right? We're on our lane. So if we understand that, then we can collaborate.
True.
Because we're not in competition.
And then when we collaborate, we're strong together.
We're stronger together.
I mean, we're stronger.
We're
just stronger together, and we just keep forging ahead.
Exactly.
Now, I remember I worked with you in your movie.
My first film.
Yes.
My very first film. That film that took me 4 years to put together.
That's
you
what I'm saying.
There.
That's what I'm saying. I worked with you in that film, being Mrs. Elliot.
Yes.
Isharu.
Isharu.
You guys should go and see it again.
I love that film so much. That's my baby.
And I love Isharu as well because I played a totally different character.
Yes.
And you could see all the emotions and everything.
Yes.
Sometimes I look at myself,
That maybe this. Yes.
So yeah, now I can attest to this simple fact that your movie projects are very impacting.
Thank you.
And I can also say that I've noticed that most of your works focus more on women's stories or themes, so to speak, emphasizing their societal impact, which is very good. So what would you say Wives of Strike is all about? This one coming now.
The uprising.
I think in the way you've answered it before, I just want you, because we have to also sell this market.
No, my brothers and sisters in the Lord. Is this my camera? Let me look at it. So the truth is, The Uprising is such a beautiful film. I dare say this is my best work yet.
Oh, wow.
You know, forget about...
I'm saying the same thing about the waiter.
No, for real.
Why are we twinning?
Because we are evolving. We're getting better.
Exactly.
You can't stay the same.
Exactly.
Right? We're getting better. That's why. You know, again, don't come in with any expectations. Because if you do, those expectations will be completely dashed. Don't come in thinking this is going to be like Wives on Strike 1 or Wives on Strike 2, because it's not, right? It is still Wives on Strike, but it's so completely different. This is a thriller drama. The rest were comedy drama. This is actually a thriller drama. And I don't want to say too much, but just know that you're going to be at the edge of your seat.
Please, just go and see it.
You're going to be at the edge of your seat.
We won't tell you the story. Won't tell you the story.
October 18th.
Yeah.
Carry your friends, your family, your village people. See, once they watch that film, they're not going to even hate you again. You understand? Anybody, carry them. Just go and watch The Uprising. You will be proud to be a Nigerian. You'll be proud to be associated with something that is that good.
This one, see, even when we see you as grandma presently, you still find like foreign winch.
Oh, thank you. A baby girl is gonna say a baby girl.
No, but it's good. But let me ask this question: what position have you put your friends
hey,
when you all now work together? And don't they see them as
everybody your grandmas? I actually feel bad for them, right? Because it's just like, who is this one again? Always in a hurry. They in a rush, they go. Now you become a grandma. All of us are not being looked at as grandmas.
Why am I seeing that in Ufoma's voice?
It's actually Uche. It's actually Uche. All of us are not being looked at as grandmas. Before they go anywhere, they'll say, you guys are grandmothers now. Hello, my child is only 9. How am I a grandmother? But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you started from way back, long ago. I mean, as a teenager coming into the industry, all this thing you hear about harassment and the rest for women. So were there any form of challenges you faced in the industry as a woman? And how did you overcome all the lions?
I'm not going to say that I had harassment, but I was solicited. Right? And I'm guessing almost every young girl that comes into the industry would experience some form of something at some point. So I was solicited, but I wasn't harassed, right? And it's funny.
Face worry.
it's funny. The one scenario that comes to my mind was actually when I came back from the UK with my family. And I was trying to come back into the industry as a mom with 3 kids, given I was still very young, right? So, I mean, looking at me, you would think she's just a young girl, because I was a young girl, just that I started having kids early. You know, one director did ask to kiss me as an audition, and I couldn't understand why he would do that.
Is that part of the audition?
I was
it part
like,
of the audition process?
So I was like, is this an audition? And he said, yeah, I just want to say, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's funny, I kiss in movies, even as a married woman, right? But I didn't see any reason why I'll be kissing you, the director, not on set.
Not
we were
even
not on
an
set.
actor.
You are not acting in the film. We were not on set. So why am I kissing you? Right? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Guess what? I didn't get the role.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I traveled for that role, but I ended up traveling back. I didn't play the role.
Just because you didn't kiss the director.
Yeah, I didn't play the role. But it's a challenge. I'm just saying I wasn't harassed.
Yeah.
Because I had the choice. Some people get in a position where they feel like they didn't have a choice.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're
Some
saying.
Some people, they find themselves in situations where it's almost like rape, but it's not. You know, and it's just
I know what you're talking about.
It's a very weird situation that a few women have found themselves at some point, and it's not peculiar to our industry, right? Where you're in a situation where someone is almost forcing themselves on you, but then you now decide, instead of him to rape me, let me agree. So that I'm not raped. It's a very sensitive topic. I hate to talk about it because it's really sensitive, right? So a few people find themselves in that position. But I'm just saying I wasn't. So
some people got called that at some point in time, and when the industry went agog, and they started mentioning names, and some women stood solidly behind the younger girls coming into the industry, asking them to speak up. I mean, it's not just something that is common with just our own industry.
That's what I'm
even
saying.
Even in Hollywood, Bollywood,
I'm saying even in other professions. Amongst doctors and nurses and all sorts of things. Is it the banking profession? Exactly.
Is it?
Exactly.
No, everywhere.
Everywhere, right? For me, I just feel, don't be desperate. It's desperation that causes those things. Don't ever. It's not a. Listen, nobody's God. Nobody can play God. When it's your time, it's your time, nobody can stop it. True. If a man doesn't give you a chance, if it's your time, a woman will give you the chance. Somebody will step up. You see, the reason why I never lord it over anybody. There's so many people that I've helped in this industry that will never mention my name, and I don't care. I don't lord it over you. I don't even remember that I helped you get anywhere.
True.
Because listen, God used me. It wasn't me.
A vessel.
I was just a vessel. And if I refused, he would use another person.
True. Simple.
Right? So if it's your time, it's your time. God will use anybody. He will literally raise the dust to help you get to where you want to go.
Even stones have.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, I must give you some solid credits. I mean, you and other women in the industry, especially you. I mean, as an actor, director, executive producer, on the set of Wives of Strike. How did you put all of this collective task together?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time.
I run mad sometimes, only as an actor and EP. Not that I can go hire director.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for quite a while now, so it's almost like second nature. However,
plug and play.
However, if you recall, my first film as a director, you were there as an actor, and I played all those roles as well. I was an actor, I was a director, I was a producer, an executive producer, right? It was very tough. AY, there were times I went to a corner to cry.
Oh, we did cry, yo. I cried for Abuja this one.
There were times, even the uprising, I cried now. There was a day I just sat down, so an actor like literally just disappeared or whatever. It was just crazy. I sat down and I was bawling my eyes out. This one I cried in front of everybody.
Omoni, we paid for 400 extras to come.
I think it was probably the same situation.
400 extras to come.
And the actor didn't show up.
And then somebody didn't show up.
Yeah. I had the same thing.
I just went somewhere. I started crying.
That's when I and then Chuma were like, it's okay, woman. Don't make me cry. Chuma, before he said she don't start to cry too.
No.
I was giving it. So I mean it is tough, but we love what we do.
True.
And that's what keeps you coming back. It's every time you're like, I don't want to do this again. This is crazy. I don't know why I do this. This is Once you're done with it, you're thinking, so when is the next? Okay, when
Oh,
are we?
yes.
When are we starting? Have you started writing the script?
Especially during the premiere.
Yeah.
When you see the joy
On people's faces.
when you see how they savor the beauty of what you've been able to put together,
Exactly.
you forget all the pain.
It's a birthing process. It's the same thing as when a woman is giving birth to a child.
True.
It's the same thing. Once the child is out and you see how beautiful this cute little thing is, you forget the pain and you start having, baby fever all over again. Like, oh, I can't wait to just hold another baby. They're so cute,
Now, with all these experiences that you've got, there should be some form of initiatives for mentorship programs that can be organized for women in the film industry. Do you think it's something the government or whatever individuals can put together? What are those initiatives?
Absolutely. I mean, we can have things for female filmmakers, where the more established female filmmakers can mentor the younger ones. We do things like that, but however, they're
in
more,
different capacity.
They're more like
more personal.
They're more personal, but something on a grander scale that can be, institutionalized. Do you know what I mean?
I get it.
It's something that definitely we should look at.
So tell us about the significance of having women play multiple key roles in film production and storytelling.
I just feel like I'm a girl's girl, right? I'm all for women empowerment all day, every day. I'm all for helping women reach their full potential. Because at the end of the day, the women are the heart of the society, right? Because women are nurturers, right? They're the ones training the next generation and the next generation. And not to say that men don't hold those roles.
We're the one forming the natural part by putting the natural in the natural situation for natural beings to come into existence.
As I was saying.
Yes.
So because of the role that women play in society, it's good for them to feel empowered. It's good for them to feel seen. It's good for them to feel heard. Because the truth is, it's like when you marry a wife, for instance. When you give her the right ingredients, she'll create a home.
True.
Right? It's just a house.
True.
When you bring her in, but you give her the right ingredients, she'll create a home, right? So when you empower women, you're empowering the society at large. Because a woman thinks for everyone.
I agree with you.
She's going to think of, oh, how am I going to do this for the kids? How am I going to do this for this other person? How am I going to... So empowering her is
By the way,
empowering
that's
everyone.
how grandmas think. They understand it. Get it.
I give up.
Yeah, get it.
I give up.
No, you have it. You have it. I'm just saying. Now, judging from the takeover mechanism that is there, I mean, women, you people, the industry, where do you see the future of women in film? And what are the changes that you think is needed out there for growth?
Women are holding key positions now in the film industry. It used to be very patriarchal back in the day.
I know.
They were just, when you said director, nobody would think you might be talking about a woman. Immediately you're saying, where is he? Right? Because you're thinking it's definitely a guy. Why would it be a girl or a woman, right? But now, when you say director, you have to, there's no preconception. It could be a woman, it could be a man, So women definitely are really at the fore, leading the charge, right? So I know that it's going to continue growing because now there are a lot of women who are coming up, who are looking up to the ones who are already there and saying, I want to be like this person, right? Because there's an example now that you can follow. There is a path that has been laid that you can just tread and you'll be fine.
True.
Right?
True.
So we need to just make sure that we're nurturing this new crop of female filmmakers and just because they're in every part of the industry now. They're female cinematographers.
Oh, yes.
So all parts of the industry there are women.
A trip to Jamaica was a female cinematographer.
Exactly. Right. So it's just to make sure that they're being nurtured and they're being shown the path clearly so that they can follow and be successful as well.
So your acting experience has spanned over 2 decades, if I'm right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what production have you acted in that could pass as your favorite?
No, that's a trick question. That has to be a trick question because every film is special. Every project you go into is truly special, right? You leave a little part of yourself and you gain a little part of that character.
True.
Which is why, as actors, we have to be very mindful about our mental health, because somehow or the other, you have to become that person. And if that person is nothing like you in real life, you're going to take some of those characteristics with you when you leave that production.
I get it.
Exactly. So that's why we have to be very careful. So almost
I remember in those days when you do epic films.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the spirit can just follow you.
Well, I don't know if it's anything to do with the spirit following you, but the character.
Yeah.
You know, you take some of it with you. Almost every character that I've played has been really special to me. You know,
okay.
They have been, yeah.
Yeah, she says it's a trick question and she tricked me out of getting a proper answer, which is okay. It's all right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So what are your short or long-term goals?
So short-term goals is we keep doing what we're doing right now. Having productions and projects on different platforms. You know, I have a YouTube channel, Oboli TV. We started a little less than a year ago.
Congratulations. That one is booming, is moving, and I see it.
Thank you.
Guys, you better visit that channel. She's just got it going on over there.
Thank you. Everyone says I brought cinema to YouTube, but...
Trust me. With the way you people are taking this whole thing now, because I have mine.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, I said, wait, I used to feel like YouTube. I say to people all the time, I said, it's a global platform. Of course.
It is a global platform.
It's the same thing with the Netflix and everything that you say.
It's a global
It's just
platform.
for you to subscribe to it. That's all.
Yeah, it's a global platform. And then when I came in with the mindset of, I'm who I am, right? I can't do mediocre because I feel like, oh, this is a smaller platform. No, it's not. It's a global platform. So because my name is attached to this channel, it's literally called Omoni Oboli TV. I'm not going to give you what I cannot consume personally, right? So we made sure that make sure, because we're still shooting, we're constantly shooting. We have a movie out every week. We make sure that our productions are par. So because I want my kids to watch and say, oh, that was nice. And I make them watch and they're like, oh, mom, that's nice, right? Because my kids they're advanced, right? I don't want them to watch and be like, oh, okay. I gotta say it's
what's
nice
mommy doing?
Because it's my mom. No, because they would tell me it's not nice.
No, but do you know they are like biggest critics. Like
they would tell
straight
you
up. Michelle would tell you
straight up.
No, what's that thing?
Mom, I don't think that one was really good. Why didn't you do it like the other one? You know. So I always make sure that if my name is going to be attached to anything, then it has to be.
Okay, before we go, we have this segment. It's called the Fan Zone segment, where we just have people from left, right, and center all over the world ask that one question.
Hi, thank you for having me. My question for you is, because you are a powerhouse in the film industry and you are so beautiful and so successful, do you ever find that there are women, especially women in the film industry, who have jealousy or envy towards you? And if so, how do you deal with that?
So everyone's entitled to their opinions. You know, as a filmmaker or as an actor or as someone in the limelight, you have to grow to a point where you realize, you know what? Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and not every opinion counts. You know, at the end of the day, I made this film first of all for myself, right? So that I can fulfill my passion, right? But for the audience as well. What do the audience think? Do they like it? Not everybody will like you or your production. You're not ice cream. And even ice cream, not everybody likes ice cream. Like, Jesus came and walked this earth. He promised us eternal life. Jesus had the best offering ever, eternal life. Yet he was stoned to death. Who do you think you are?
Well, who do you think you are? You criticizing us. Who do you think you are? Omoni is asking you directly now.
But there are some criticisms that are constructive.
Yeah, I love constructive.
There are some that would say,
criticism.
I like this, I like this, I like this, but this could have been better. And even you know that it could have been better. It's just that at the time, there was no way out. So you had to do it that way.
As a matter of fact, I hate armchair critics. You just sit there. You don't even have a total awareness of what we're doing or the kind of story we're trying to tell, but you're just there criticizing. And sometimes I hate the comparison measure that they come up with. You know, when you want to compare Nollywood to Hollywood.
No, you can't do that.
You need to look at the budget.
No, you can't do that.
You just say me, I don't know, say helicopter supposed to fly here.
Oh no, you can't. Yeah, you can't
So
do
if
that.
I decide to use ladder, climb up now.
So let me explain that to you. Let me explain that to you. If I'm not using the helicopter, it's not because I can't, right? I can look for the money, right? However, what are the returns like? You have to think about that.
Exactly.
I can find the money for helicopter.
Exactly.
I really can. But will I make that money back? That's the question.
Because we're in business.
You're not in business to fail. You want to be able to make your money back, even if you don't make a huge profit. At least make your so you can make another film, right? Because that's your passion.
True.
So now I finished doing this film. I'm getting helicopters and getting people flying in the sky and doing all of that. How many cinemas do we even have in Nigeria?
Not enough.
Do you know that if only your film is showing at every show time in every cinema for 3 months, you cannot even cross a certain amount.
True.
So by the time you finish doing all the things you want to do and you bring this movie to the cinema, you've already failed before you even started.
Sometimes
right?
I look at the publicity budgets of some of these foreign films.
Exactly.
We use it to do 10 more films.
Do you get it?
Just for publicity.
So it's not a good measure.
No,
to
it's not.
compare
It's
us,
not.
It's like comparing apples and oranges. We're not in the same world.
No. Now it's common in the movie space for some colleagues not to like you for no good reason. Yeah, and how do you handle rejection in the industry?
So personally, I've dealt with a lot of that, right? But let me tell you where I am or where I've gotten to in life. I've gotten to the place where I don't need external validation, right? I know who I am. I know I know whose I am, right? So it doesn't bother me anymore. Again, if they didn't like Jesus, who do I think I am? That everybody will like me. In the beginning, when I started in this industry, I walk into rooms and wonder, do they like me? Now I walk into rooms and wonder, do I like them?
Oh my God. Oh shit.
Nobody's the truth.
Balance.
What is the truth, right? So we all have to, if you're confident in who you are as a person and who God has made you to be, then you don't care about external validations. Again, not everybody will like you. Not everybody is your person. Not everybody has been sent to be part of your journey. And you just have to know that. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's very okay. And of course, that's on period. So, but before we go, we really have to talk about, I have a movie coming up.
Yes.
I mean,
we're waiting for it.
Mine is coming out December 20th.
Yes.
Please, Wives on Strike coming out October 18th.
Yes.
Be there or be squared. AY say so. Let me hear you say, On that note, I want to say thank you for coming to the Glasshouse.
Thank you for having me. The Glasshouse is very pretty.
Yeah, you were very transparent. That's the idea of the Glasshouse. Thank you so very much for coming. Until I come your way next time, I remember you're one, the only AY. God bless you real good.